I wish to thank the Economist enterprise for inviting me to participate in this very important session and to listen to so many positive, strong statements and also some negative statements. And in this, I want to join my friend, my neighbor, the president, former president of the General Assembly of the United Nations. I join his remarks concerning what we have heard about the alliances that we haven't heard before, that it is an alliance. It could be partnership. It could be any other thing, but alliance in this burning situation in the Middle East, in Eastern Mediterranean, this is something new and needs to be dealt with in a very direct way. Eastern Mediterranean, otherwise called West Asia, has a responsibility. Eastern Mediterranean is not only the three countries or the three parties mentioned, that is Greece, Cyprus, and Israel. Eastern Mediterranean is much larger than that. And describing the situation in Eastern Mediterranean based on access against others is very destructive position or proposition. And I am really sorry to get into this. The Middle East is burning. And without properly addressing the Palestinian question, there will be no peace and no stability in the region. If we take into consideration what happened vis-à-vis Iran, then the Hormuz question, the effects on the international trade, the destruction of countries, and the reaction to this, the Middle East in its larger form is going in the wrong direction. We want to have peace. And we want the Eastern Mediterranean countries to work to establish peace, to cooperate with the drive to establish peace in West Asia. We need Greece with us. We need Cyprus with us. We need even the peace movement in Israel with us. We need this core group of countries and people and organizations working together to establish peace. Not to differentiate, not to talk about projects against others. This is the wrong approach. We need the United States to preside over a drive towards a fair peace. And in all honesty, and very clearly, without properly addressing the Palestinian question, there will be no peace, no stability, and no future for the cooperation in Eastern Mediterranean. That's one thing.
You've got 25 seconds.
Second, I must refer to certain developments in the region as a result of what happened recently with Iran and what happened always vis-à-vis the Palestinians. A group of countries has been now established that is Saudi Arabia, Turkey, Pakistan, and Egypt. 4 countries that are trying to contribute positively to the operation of reshaping the Middle East. We need a peaceful Middle East. We need all those peoples and countries of the Middle East to live in peace, including Israel, but not exclusively Israel. Israel, Palestine, and the rest of us. The agenda that I appeal to all the Eastern Mediterraneans to cooperate in order to establish peace. There is an agenda that we have to address. Number 1 is the Palestinian question. And they have the right to exercise their right to self-determination. It's a very simple thing. Of course, difficult perhaps to Israel and perhaps to others, but there is no solution that does not go through this exercise of self-determination to the Palestinians, and at the same time, that would facilitate the entry of Israel into the Middle Eastern Society of Nations.
Thank
The
you.
other one, the
Thank
other
you.
point,
Just
sorry.
very briefly, because we're running short
that?
of time. We're running over time quite a bit, so
I see
you're
the-
1.5 minutes over.
all right.
So we
I
will
still
come
have
back.
time. I still have time.
We will come back to you. Yeah,
still
this
have time.
clock is very useful, actually,
Madam,
for the...
Let me finish in a minute. The second problem we have is the nuclear situation in the region. I and so many of our colleagues, our friends, and the people and organizations agree that Iran must not go nuclear. There is no question about that. We do agree. But what about Israel, the nuclear Israel? If we want to properly address the issue of nuclear proliferation in the Middle East, we have to address both the emerging nuclear power in Iran and the well-known military nuclear power in Israel. So this is the second one.
Thanks.
The third one is
How many are
about
there?
the future of cooperation in the region. We have to work together to establish a to the new Middle East. And the new Middle East cannot be based on the conditions that we have heard or the situation as it exists today in the region. Eastern Mediterranean countries have a responsibility here. We have all to work together to tell and even advise the Israelis that this is not a way to exist or coexist or stay in the Middle East as a power and a state. If they want to live, they have to cooperate. They have to change this attitude. We recognized Israel. We have no problem with the existence of Israel, but we have problem with the aggressive policy pursued by Israel. This is something that has to be told. There is something wrong in their policies. They don't want to coexist. We want them to coexist, and we want us to welcome them. Nobody is welcoming them now.